All right. So someone posted, I think it might have been in the club, but they posted, do any of you ever like dream about sewing at night? Do you?
Oh yeah, of course.
All the time?
A lot.
Well, it was really weird because that morning, like I'd woken up at like 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is what I was thinking of. And by the time I woke up, I'm like, I'd figured it all out. I'd figured out how it was going to work. So you ready for this?
Yeah.
It also has to do with my sweater. Whoa, there it is. This is our little Blitzen bag. Look how cute it is.
So cute.
And this was we always steal from Allison and Jackie.
Hey, we're not stealing or borrowing ideas.
We're recreating. So this is the fat quarter bow basket. It's kind of the same thing. The measurements are a little bit different, but it's kind of the same thing. And we just added its little flap to go in there. And there's our basket.
Oh, are those for me?
Yeah.
Oh my
What
gosh.
is it?
Look at that.
Blitzen left you a treat.
There's reindeer poops inside. So, all right. So we're making the Blitzen basket. Isn't that so cute, you guys?
So fun.
Look how cute. All right.
And I'll clue you in on something.
What's that?
I've woken up a few other mornings with some more ideas.
I love it.
So we're thinking.
So I'm off the hook for a couple of weeks now.
No, you've got next time.
Okay, show us how you're doing this.
All right. So the first thing we're going to do, and we're not going to sew every part of it because they already taught the class.
Oh, right.
But and you guys will notice this is just kind of like theirs. The measurements are a little bit different and it has the boxed bottom.
Okay.
So let me know if the jingle bells get too loud. Because we can hear them here. All right. So the next part is where it gets a little bit tricky.
Okay.
But it's not hard. It's just a little bit tricky. And we're just going to take the measurements and we're going to sew them together. So we create this little.
I didn't see you had a tail.
Of course.
Oh my gosh.
It matches my sweater. So, yep, he does have a little bit of a tail there. And so it looks just like this. And then if you remember in their tutorial, you just are going to take this like this.
Uh-huh.
And then you're going to sew down this side and across the bottom. Now they rolled theirs so that the seam was in the back, but we want our seam to fall into that tuck-in part.
In the middle.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter. We're just going to do it like right like that. So it just goes down the side and like that. And then you're going to cut out 2 pieces. And you're going to use your ruler. And if you're a club member, you may have started to get your...
People are getting their rulers.
Yeah, they are. Some people are measuring the snow. So use your ruler and you're going to measure 1 3/4 because we didn't want it quite as big. They did too. But you do it from the seams.
Oh, okay.
And you're going to cut out a box. So if I had sewn this, I'd have a seam and a seam. And so on this side, I have 2 seams I'm measuring from. And so it would look like that. With that on the bottom, there's your seam and your seam. And you just cut 1 3/4 from each of those seams. And on the other side, you don't have a seam on the one side because you have a fold.
Okay.
So you do it from the fold and then the bottom of the bag. So I love people that are just tuning in. They're like, Johnny, you look lovely.
Thanks, Lynn.
So if you look at these 2 pieces.
I'll be keeping this. Sorry.
Oh my
Sorry to your family.
So if you look, these are a little bit different, and it's that 1/4 inch because you don't have the seam on that side. So just remember that when you are cutting those, that it's 1 3/4 from the edge or the seam.
Okay.
So that one's pretty easy.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about, just keep.
What is that?
This?
Yeah.
Oh, it could have gone with your outfit, but it only has 1 earpiece. He's like, now he's got a Santa hat too.
Okay. You guys. All right, keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
Joanne says time for a costume change. Oh my gosh.
Did you want to?
You're supposed to be watching the pattern right now.
Did you want to change?
This is the pattern. I'm going to go put this on.
So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to do the reindeer horns. And for this, I have some soft and stable on the inside. And I just traced my pattern on the soft and stable. And then I cut the felt within 1/4 inch. And then I just actually placed the other one like on top of it so that, and I had to get in here because I missed a little bit and had to trim it. But if you cut the one and then the second one, you can trim a little bit more. So like these ones I did with the red and the cream. So the red was behind it just to give it a little bit more texture. Look, that one's new. That one still has the tag. My kids never wore it.
Is this brand new?
It's not brand new,
oh.
but it's just never been worn.
Okay, keep going.
Okay, so when you do this, you'll sew it and then you'll just trim it. Look at that, looks good.
It's a little smaller than the one
snug.
Chris. It's the same brand though.
Is it?
Yeah, it's so nice.
So I think I picked that one up at Kohl's after Christmas one day for like $10.
She might not be getting this back either. Spoiler alert.
So you just trim that and then your horns are ready. Ta-da. So just some soft and stable and that will keep it up.
Cute.
All right. So the next thing is the deer face. They're like, we can pay attention to more than one thing.
They're very, yeah.
Yep. So with the deer face, I used soft and stable because I didn't want it as stiff. No, I used Shape Flex. The soft and stable is more stiff, and that's what I used inside the bag. So that's what's on here, and that's what's in the horns. But on the face, I just used some Shape Flex 101. And I love that stuff. It's great. And so it will give it some stability. It'll hold your applique in place, and I like it. It's great. All right. You're going to have to take that jacket home, aren't you?
I might. Sorry.
Don't give him those affirmations, everyone.
It's so cute.
It is.
Would you sell it to me?
For the original price? Yeah. So the only tricky thing on it, well, okay, for cutting his face down, I just gave you what did I give him? The directions to cut. We have to find the right one. No, this way. So you're going to cut 3 inches up to, I think it was 1.5 inches. Measure that. No, 2.5. So 3 and 2.5. And so I just laid it down and then just cut it on the diagonal. So there's not a template or anything, but just measurements.
Okay.
And then you're going to take your earpiece, and I didn't put anything in these because I wanted them to be a little bit more able to relax on the deer. But I cut one out, and then I actually just put the other one on top of it and then trimmed it so that if they happen to shift or whatever, it's a little bit easier to have them.
Cute.
So, yep. So to do those, once you sew them, you just trim them up and then clip the top off so that when you turn it, you don't have any bulk there, and then just clip along the sides. Like that. And then you just turn it inside out, or right side out, I guess is what it is. It's really hot in here.
You can take off that sweater if you want.
I might need to take off that sweater.
You guys know that song that goes, I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jangle. I've got a partner that jingle, jangle, jangles.
So once that's done, I love top stitching. Do you like to top stitch?
I do. I really do.
I do too. I think it makes it look really finished.
Yeah, so, I love making all my pillows. I do a top stitch around.
Yeah. So something I've learned, I don't know if you've ever been told this, when you top stitch, you lengthen your stitch. Do you ever do that?
Oh, just to make it more visible?
Yeah.
It makes more sense. It makes sense, but I don't take the time.
You don't take the time?
No, that's not true. I have on some like I'll do a decorative stitch. I'll do a top stitch, but I'll do it in like a decorative thread, like like an embroidery thread, but not lengthen anyway. Not lengthen it, but just embroidery thread to make it look cute.
Yeah. So I usually do like this one. You can see this one stands out really well because it's on the brown. So when you lengthen it, you actually see the stitches just a little bit more.
Yeah. It's cute.
So, so I give it a good top stitch, and then when you put it in the face thing, and in the pattern I kind of show a picture that shows this, but you want to, first of all, I wanted to fold it over just a little bit because the deer's ears wouldn't look like this sticking out.
Oh yeah, so they look more ear-like.
Yeah.
Did you see Alice says, what do you lengthen the stitch to?
It kind of is a personal preference. Some people I know will go all the way the length of their machine. On the Altair, I go a 4, and 5 is my top. So it's pretty standard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think.
I like this, what she says, Kathy says. You want to read that?
It's a dead giveaway of homemade if it's a small length of top stitch. And that's true, because if you look at your clothing,
yeah,
their top stitch is always, I was looking for some top stitch. I don't see any on
Not
there.
on this fancy jacket.
No.
You're not going to find one. Is this
no,
so cute? Okay. People are like, Johnny, stop talking about your jacket. We get it.
Yeah. So I really do like that with top stitching, just to lengthen it a little bit. And I don't always remember.
Yeah.
Most of the time I try and do it to
it's
a
cute.
4.
A 4. Okay.
A 4 is what I do. But just don't do your very longest, but close
right.
to. So when this lays in the deer head, so this would be sandwiched between the two pieces, you want it to go in at an angle. So it kind of goes parallel to this diagonal line so that when it flips out, it's also at kind of at that hanging down, like on the side. It's not just like
a deer.
Yeah. Yep. Like a deer, not like a fox or something. So
not like a yellow lab.
Not like a yellow lab. Does your lab have floppy ears?
He has floppy ears.
I love floppy ears.
I love that dog so much.
Which one is?
Well, I love them both. But Buster has labs have those velvety ears. They're just so.
But Doodles have soft ears too.
Oh, but he doesn't let me kiss them.
Oh, he doesn't.
Winston doesn't let me kiss his ears like Buster does.
So I have a Shih Tzu, and he'll lean into an ear rub, oh, that's fantastic. And he's got long ears.
Alice says, I'm putting a note on my machine. Now, as a reminder, lengthen the top stitch.
Yay, we gave him something good.
Keep going.
All right. So the other thing is when you're folding this, I didn't fold it exactly in half. I folded it more like that so you could see some of it. And that part is what you want to go towards the front so that you see just a little bit of the peak of the second material.
Oh, that's cute.
You see that. And on that bag, I used the same color as the
for the eyes?
As his little stomach. But on this one, the eyes ended up being kind of dark. And so when I put them on there, I didn't think they looked good. So I just grabbed some white and put it on there. So if you want, white on your eyes always reads a little bit better, but this didn't read too bad with the 10. Oh no.
What?
Her puppy ate that. Kathy can't nap. Her puppy ate her reading glasses.
Oh, Kathy. Buster, when his puppy, ate 3 Amazon remotes. $50 each. And yes, I said 3. That means some person who was the dog owner left him down 2 more times after one had been chewed. It's fine. It's just sorry, keep going. We keep getting distracted by cute comments.
I know. My daughter's Labradoodle she got it last year, and it has eaten 3 pairs of earbuds, but the 2 were
AirPods.
No, not air.
Oh,
well,
okay.
no, wait. I take it back. 4 pair, because she ate a pair of knockoff earbuds,
Right.
And then my daughter got the skull
Skull candy.
Not skull candy.
Oh, sorry.
They're the ones that
Oh,
vibrate.
they go on your brain, on your head?
Yeah. Do you have any of the views?
No, those are nice though.
They are nice. And they're more than $50.
Yeah.
She ate 2 pairs of those. And then she ate a cheap pair. So I'm like, what is it with? And it's just my daughter's that she eats. It's not anybody else's. So
we won't talk about. Never mind.
She can't leave her headphones and stuff down.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's all good.
Okay. Is that it for our reindeer?
No, there's another piece.
Oh, keep going.
Yeah. So our reindeer also has a bow tie.
Oh, so cute.
So I know that Chris taught the bow tie when she did the shamrock right around St. Patrick's Day. And I do them a little bit different. So I just going to show you. I just sew it like this. So this is my material folded in half with shape flex on the one side.
Okay.
So you can just kind of see it. And then I just stitch down both sides. And then I turn it inside out.
It's really cute.
Oh.
And you've got your tool there.
Yeah, my R&K turning tool.
She's got her R&K turning tool.
So then you would typically press that, but then you just are going to fold and I always take it and trim it because you always have just a few extras here. We're learning about all the naughty dogs. And then I just fold that one to the middle and then fold that and then fold this one back over it like that. And then I'll just do a zigzag stitch right there. And so everything looks finished. And on your front, you would just have the zigzag. And then you fold it like an accordion. Like that. And then this little piece is just a 3-inch piece where you fold it in the middle and then two folds in, fold it in half. And then you can just take that. Think I can do it without stitching it?
Sure. You're magical.
So you cut that end just where you want it and then fold it under. And you're just going to hand stitch this little part. Maybe. If you can also grab the needle while you're holding all the pieces.
That's what, okay, Mary Ann says, the deer looks like a puppet.
It kind of does.
Is there a way that we could make a series of puppets?
That would be fun. I love puppets.
I love puppets too. My mom made me a set of puppets when I was little out of felt. And they were so cute. I don't think I have them anymore, but yes, that's what I thought too. I kind of wish there was a way I could put my hand in there and go, "Hi, Cheri." Cheri, what are we making today? It's a whole nother series you guys got to turn into. Judy says, getting here a little late. Time gets away from you when you're still sewing going on for Christmas.
Oh, she's at the, you're going to have to go back and look.
Yeah, I wish I could.
Number 2. She's in the oh no phase.
Oh, Kathy. A handle. It would be a cute purse for a girl. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. I'm going to have to tell her this one off the air. Because we could make it and it'd be so cute. Okay, what about
Oh.
Right.
Right.
Okay. We're not going to tell you because we're going to do that for January.
Yeah. I know someone who would really like that.
Oh, my niece would love it.
Yeah. All right. So
yeah, Peggy says we used to make puppets out of lunch bags. That's what that reminds me of. So
and I used to make these out of lunch bags too, where you just fold the top over,
right,
and glue on some horns and a pom pom, and so same thing. But look, with a lunch bag, it would be this way, right?
You're making this. Never mind.
You would just not sew the bottom. You could just finish the bottom.
Oh. Okay, we'll work on that.
Yeah, we'll have to think that through.
Ooh, or a backpack.
Oh, that would
Hold
be
on.
cute.
A backpack. A red button. You could be Rudolph. Oh, that'd be
Yes.
cute.
Yep.
All right.
All right. So there's our bow tie.
The bow.
Yep. So your stitching just on back, and that's terrible stitching. Don't look too close. But it was in a hurry while we were holding everything together.
Did you stitch it by hand?
Yes.
Oh my God. You guys, these people. We do have a perfectly good machine right there.
Yeah, but you just can pull it tight and lay it down. It's
Good job.
It's like 10, not even 10. It's like 5 stitches. Jared's talking with his tail.
Okay, what's next?
All right. So then at that point, you would be able to put it all together, right? Yes. So we didn't sew this, but we're going to show you. So you would have this one, and it would
Someone
be
wanted to see his backside again.
backside, his little tail.
Did you want to see Cheri's backside again?
No.
Show him the backside. You're
No. You'll have to rewind later.
rewind.
All right. So to put him together, you would just take, he would be all sewn and he would be boxed out. He's not yet, but we're going to pretend.
He would be boxed.
Yeah. And so then you would take these on top of the tail, and I just angled mine in a little bit so that when they went up, those ones went straight anyway, but I don't want them straight up, but I wanted them kind of out. So those ones kind of went straight up.
So you're talking, you
Yeah.
kind of be more like that,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. So, and I just started it like right on the edge of the soft and stable and just angled them in. They kind of look like little mittens or claws that way, but, and then on top of that is where you put his face, and you put it face down like that. And then I would pin these pieces because it makes it easier when you're putting it in the box.
Right.
And do you have like the glass pins? Do you ever use those?
Uh-huh. Well, I mean,
the glass head pins.
I don't use pins.
You're going to want to use pins on this.
Okay.
If you have like the really fine glass pins for quilting, or any, they don't have to be glass head, any kind, you don't want to use those on this. You will bend your pins.
Right.
So these are like more
You need a
sturdy.
solid.
Yep.
Okay.
More sturdy pin.
Lynn is saying, can you trim the part to sew on those antlers at an angle so you remember to angle them when sewing?
You could.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't do it on the pattern, so you just would have to remember. I mean, if they go straight up, it's fine. It's just, I don't know. So those are on. So antlers and face on top of his tail. And then this bag will be right side out, and this bag is inside out. And one thing I didn't talk about is in this bag, you are going to leave a gap. So you're going to sew at the top. You're going to leave about 3 inches. And then you're going to sew the side and the bottom and box it. So this will go inside of here. And then what are you going to do?
You're going to sew all the way around.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. So you'll just sew around the top. You'll line these up and they'll go in there. He's not boxed, so he's not going down.
Right. That's okay.
So he goes down in there. And then you just sew, so it's right sides together, remember that. And then you just sew around the edge, and then you're going to flip everything back through this hole. So it gets
leave a
bit
big
tricky.
hole.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the 2 pieces of soft and stable. And don't like pin down his ears, or don't pin down in like beyond the top. You want to be able to take those pins out, because if you don't, it makes it really hard because your pin starts getting stuck on everything and stuff like that. So make sure you just pin the top, and or like Johnny, and don't pin.
No, don't be like Johnny. Well, wear flashy clothes.
Yeah, wear flashy clothes.
Did you see that comment earlier? Oh, somebody said that I'm going to be known for wearing flashy clothes. I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Awesome. Even if he steals them.
Even if I have to steal them from people.
5 stitches
Did you hear
is too
about?
many.
Well, somebody else said that hand is a 4-letter word.
It's really not that bad.
I like what Lynn says. Give a different personality when they're angled, more friendly. Yeah, it's true.
Yep.
Kind of cuter.
Yep. So you stitch it, you turn it right side out, and then you get a top stitch the top of the bag just one more time so that it holds it all down. And then also just sew up your hole. And I just like folded mine together. And I did machine stitch this one. I didn't hand stitch that one, but you could hand stitch it. But I'm like, it's just the inside of the bag.
Yeah.
So the last thing you do is
the buttonhole. Did you want to show them the buttonhole?
Should we show them the buttonhole?
Yeah.
How many of you are good with buttonholes? I know my mom used to dread them, but they've made such good improvements. So the first thing you want is your buttonhole foot. And it looks like this. It kind of looks a little bit
They
wonky.
look a little different, right?
A little bit different, but most of them, like I've sewn on a Janome and a Baby Lock, they both were really similar. And this thing back here is for your button to measure it, because then it will sew the hole exactly the right size. So you stick that in there and you stick that down like that. Okay. And then you're going to put it on your machine. And this is where machines, I think, differ the most, is some will sew from the back forward and some will sew from the forward back. They're like, they don't even want to do buttonholes. They're so easy now.
I'm just going to throw a couple of comments up here as you're sewing that buttonhole. Do you think that that foot will work on the machine?
Yeah, because this is the machine I have.
Oh.
So I knew that. And I'm like, I don't know.
Okay, we're just going to throw up these.
Sometimes,
I mean, it's going to put these machines up.
Sometimes these pieces from our store machine get lost. So I brought this.
Velcro is my buttonhole of choice. I would use Velcro. Lynn says, will that work with a larger button? Yeah, they'll make any size, right?
Yeah.
Up to how big do you know?
So this is a button. I think it's an inch, like an inch button. And this will go a little bit bigger. So maybe just another 1/4 inch on this. So we have a lot of people that have. Okay, Johnny kind of said he hasn't done very many buttonholes.
Okay, show them how the buttonhole works. Okay, we got to be fast though. We have about 15 minutes.
Yeah. So this is the little thing where your foot's going to come off of your machine and it's going to attach to your machine right there. So there's a bar across it.
Right. So most modern machines have a buttonhole attachment, right?
Yes.
And they're this easy.
Yes. So we're just going to put that on, drop our foot. We took this foot off. We're putting this foot on. And it just picks that up. And then I feel really loud.
It's okay. They're loving your jingle.
And we're going to just make this right here on our reindeer.
He dropped his anger.
Yep. So I want to just like right in the middle.
He dropped his antler. he dropped his, get it? Like the deer dropped his, get it?
So I know that my machine is going to sew from the bottom where I put it, and it'll sew backwards first.
Okay.
So I know that because I practiced, and I would always practice with your machine at least once, just so that you kind of know, like, hey, that's how it's going to work. So I practiced at home, and I actually even practiced here to make sure that it was working. So
you practiced on that machine too?
I did.
Oh my gosh.
I did. And I'm going to show you on this one. You can see those 3 little red marks on the buttonhole foot right there.
Oh yeah.
So that is pointing to where your buttonhole is going to start. And like I said, mine is going to start there and go backwards. So it kind of helps you line everything up. And we're just going to put that on. And the other thing that most of these have is this little drop down foot. I don't know if they can see that.
Oh, hold on. Okay, hold on one second. I'm going to try to go over here and show you on this machine. I can't see. Oh, yeah, yeah. See that plastic attachment that she's dropping down?
Yep. So it just kind of goes up and down. And that is to work your buttonhole because it just is going to do everything for you. So I put it down and it's behind this little bar. And then my button, this will move up and back. You can kind of see that. And it will kind of trigger that little plastic thing. So then I put my little reindeer face. And I just center it. So it's like I know he's starting like right there at the bottom. And I drop it down. And then I'm going to select a buttonhole. I want to show them this.
Okay, so on this machine,
there are all kinds. So you have some that are circular. You have some that maybe don't have quite as much to them. You have some that have the little like keyhole on them. And I just chose on this one 409. It's just kind of a standard one where it has a little bit of stitching on the top and the bottom. And, you know, like these three are all just kind of different widths. So now this is how simple this is. It's set. I have my buttonhole chose. I have my foot down. I have this down. And all I'm going to do is press the pedal.
Hold on one second. I'm just trying to make sure I have a good angle that it's steady. Okay, press the pedal.
So, and I just keep my foot on the pedal the whole time. I mean, this is pretty hard.
All we're doing is pushing the pedal and the machine's doing the work.
And when it's done, it stops.
It stops when it's done. Okay.
Yep. And that's my Janome, I said, did the same thing, but it went from back to front on mine. And then I just do my scissor cut, lift this up. And there is my buttonhole. And you're like, oh no, now what? And I usually don't do this, but you can. And it's just putting a pin across the top so that you don't cut through your stitches.
Oh,
because
okay.
it will hit that so you can see. And now I'm just going to put my seam ripper down in this hole. And just seam rip up.
You're just ripping between the...
Yep, just between the stitches. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
So, and if your pin's there, then you can't rip into those stitches. And that's one reason to do it. Or, you know, probably if you don't use pins, you're not going to pin this buttonhole. But you can... Now, who's the one poking? I'm going to go to the other side of the seam ripper. Must be about time.
Oh, is that a double-sided one?
Have you seen this seam ripper?
Yeah, I love those.
I know. I love the little thread thing.
The rubber thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you just are able to open that up, and then your button will just go right through that hole. And it fits perfect. So there's our little, and this one we have a red nose, so this one can be root off. And your bow doesn't have to go on the top. If you have a little boy, you can put your little bow right here.
Right.
So.
Did you know? Never mind. Okay. Lynn says, how far these machines have come when it comes to making buttonholes. Wow. I know. It's crazy.
It is. Because, I mean, that's all you have to do.
We were trying to demo one the other day. Well, someone came in and we wanted to show them how it worked. And we couldn't find a button. We had to search high and low just to find a button to demo on. So it's amazing how they work.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Is that all?
That's it.